Hi Mehak, Akash Gupta, Divangana Jain, Chirampur Basan Bhagat. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for being patient. We have been struggling, कुछ issues हुआ था हमारा as a part of our login process. Okay. So let's get started in that case. We already have lost some time. So this is announcing that we have finally starting off with the MSP program for 26 mains. How this program operates is that this program is very much focused on answer writing. It's entirely based on making you write more, and through writing, you are learning how to answer. Through writing, you are learning how to attack questions. So what we'll do is, say tomorrow is the formal start when you will start writing, but the night before, we will give you 15 to 20 questions. So आपके dashboard में, those of you who have enrolled with us on the program, on your dashboard, we have given you a PDF of 20 questions. 20 questions which are chosen as a part of the probable questions. They are chosen as the most likely questions, keeping the trends in mind and also keeping the current affairs and the issues in mind. उसको रखकर we are now discussing those type of questions. So it's perfectly fine if you find certain topics have not been covered for you. One common complaint that happens, or one common concerns that students face, is that they are not comfortable in starting to write unless they think they have revised properly, unless they think they have memorized properly. And trust me, no matter whatever you do, no matter whatever happens, you will never have a sense of 100% comfort. You'll never have a sense of that control, that, okay, I can go forward and write, until you start writing. So a very important step in the learning process is start writing as quickly as possible. Start writing as soon as possible, even if you do not write properly. Okay, so on my screen, if you can all see my shared document here. Okay, so all of you will get something like this. ये आप देखो, यह PPT है. This is a PDF rather. This is a PDF, if you all can see. Okay, and this PDF has a set of questions. It has a set of probable questions that I think can be asked to you as a part of your mains. There's some question on geothermal energy, some question on agricultural policies of rainfed agriculture, something on marine heat waves. Your Walker cell monsoons काफी news में रहा है. Typical a static topic, lithospheric plates, something on carbon capture and storage technologies, tides. So हमने ऐसे आपको 20 क्वेश्चन दे दिया है. Okay, 14 questions on this sheet, and we have another 6 questions on the other sheet. So, and this covers more or less the bulk of the topics you must revise. So what you should do is, rather than bothering about सारा कुछ रिवाइज नहीं हुआ या फिर सारा कुछ हमारा कंट्रोल में नहीं है, start writing answers on this directly. And for every question, we will give you our model answers. So again, if you see my screen here, this is the document of model answers. Model answers, which are, and see, actually, model answer is a misnomer because it has some more content beyond model answers. It has a lot of enriched data, it has examples. So, आपको हर question को study करना है. And then what you will do is, tomorrow morning, all of you, those who are enrolled with us, you will be part of a live writing session. Morning 7 o'clock, we start for 1.5 hours, and you will write 10 answers, okay, on a regular basis. Okay, this is the strategy we're following. And today I have invited one of the toppers. This is Soumya with us. Soumya is an IPS, and I'm very thankful to Soumya for having volunteered. He's a very busy person. He already is in job, but I requested him to come on voluntary basis, entirely on the basis of his interest and to help the community in some ways. So he will share some tricks and tips that he follows so that he is able to write answers. So from Soumya, what you will do is you will try learning how does Soumya decode the process of answering. How does Soumya understand the question? How does Soumya break the question to parts? So, Soumya, are you good to go? You can switch on your
Yes,
camera.
sir.
Then,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So Soumya will spend time with you, and thank you, Soumya, for coming over. I know you are busy schedule. Okay, whatever question you can discuss, and after you are done, I will again come back and take up some questions. So, guys, please do not go away. Soumya is here for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. He'll discuss 2 or 3 questions and demonstrate how a topper thinks. Demonstrate how exactly you can think and decode a question in exam conditions. So interact with him, all of you, and I'll be back with you once he's over. Don't go away. I have some more discussions about what to study, how to study. I'll be back interacting with you. Soumya, it's all yours. Please take off.
Thank you so much, sir. Hello, everyone. Am I audible and am I visible? Okay. Fine, 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 fine. ठीक है, तो हम डायरेक्टली थोड़ा सा आज मतलब मेरा सेशन मेरा मोस्ट मेजर पर्पस ये रहेगा सो दैट यू गाइज नो हाउ टू ब्रेक डाउन अ क्वेश्चन and how to ensure what is the crux of the question that we have to, in any case, we have to justify, and how to maybe write introduction or conclusion, how we can put data in much more better way. So it is all about that. So answer writing in general is a very gradual process, first thing I'll tell you, because what happens sometimes that we assume that on the first day whatever we know and whatever data that we have will be able to incorporate everything in our answers on the day one, but that does not happen. It is a gradual process, and you have to believe in that it is a gradual process and it takes time, but you have to be consistent with it. And there is a certain thing that you have to follow while being consistent as well. So first of that, the very first of that is repetition. Again and again, doing questions every day, going through some 10 or 12 every day, writing answers to that, maybe referring some of the toppers copies and writing their answers and then comparing it with how they have answered, incorporating some of their ideas, and then your PYQs as well. So this duration that we have between prelims and mains, it has to be very much focused on two things. That is the revision of whatever content you have. Content actually does not matter that much. You will realize later on that it is only 30-40% of whatever you have read that you are able to generate in the answer sheet. So it is better to remember and revise only those things that is needed. Unnecessary things we can very much avoid here. The second thing is, first is the revision of the notes and the content whatever you have. Second thing is answer writing. A lot of answer writing every day. You have to give. You have to set aside good amount of hours for answer writing for GS, PYQs and practice questions, and for optional as well. So these two things have to be done by you. The third would be then self-analysis and self-evaluation. So that comes through going through the toppers copies and analyzing how they have written, how I could have written it better, or how I could improve in my answer writing skills. And the other self-evaluation is through model answers. It's through the answers that is given by the institute. So from there you can also incorporate a lot of things. So that this is a gradual process, and that is how you will keep on doing things. Okay, and then again referring it again and again. So whatever answers you have written, maybe after a week or so, again referring it, going through the data, whatever you have written, can you change something? So it is all about that brainstorming again. So you have to be in all of these 2 months, 2.5 months, you have to be active. Very much, your mind have to be very much active. You cannot just go on passively accepting whatever content that you have in your hand. So this is not the time for that. Okay, you have to be very active while you are revising anything, while you are doing anything. You have to be very active. Again, if you are revisiting anything, again you have to be active. You're just not there for the content what you have written. You are there to judge it as well. कि okay, what else can I write here? What I can understand from here, or what I can learn from here, which might I have forgotten in the last 1 month or 2 months. So that regular process has to be there. It has to be very active. ठीक है? So I have selected three questions from the sheet, practice sheet. I'll share it with you guys. I have the model answers as well, but first because right now I have not revised anything. So whatever answers I will be writing now, I'll be I'll be writing on whatever I know right now, and then we will also understand ki how we can add on top of it through model answers. So it is a two-way practice. Okay, so two things we'll be learning from here: ki whatever data you have, whatever less content you have, you first try to write an answer in the time given, and then you try to incorporate some of the things from the model answers. Okay, so this will be a session on that. So everyone is with me, so I can start then. Got the gist, everyone? Can I have an affirmative? Okay. Any language issue to anyone? Fine, fine. Okay, so I'll start sharing my give me a minute. Okay, just give me a minute. ठीक है, sure. थोड़ा पावर का इशू हो रहा है यहाँ पे, प्लीज बेयर विद मी. Okay. So the first question is the question number one. Let me share it here. Okay. So these are our model answers, and this is our question sheet. So first practice test में on the first question what we have is, despite the advantages of geothermal energy, it has not been adopted on a wide scale in India. So first tell me,
Recording in progress.
okay, so first tell me, everyone can see my screen or not? Is it visible, the question sheet? Because I'll be writing answers here only. Okay, so visible, fine, thank you. Okay, so we have model answers with us. We'll refer it afterwards, but we'll try to write answers to the best of our ability. Okay, so the first question is, discuss the advantages of geothermal energy. We know that it is a very important topic. Why it is important? Because energy is directly given. Energy is a part of GS. In which GS you will find energy? Can anyone tell? Energy is a topic in which GS? Exactly, GS3. But it can be seen in a lot of other ways as well, especially when it comes, for example, geothermal energy. It can very well be asked in GS1 as well. So don't be surprised there. It is a thing that we have seen in the past, that the questions can be asked there as well. Okay. So, but it is there in the syllabus. So because it is there, so we have to be well versed with important types of energies. So there are conventional sources of energy. Because it is a conventional source of energy, so the questions, if it is a very forward looking question, it will not be asked from that. It will be asked from mostly non-conventional. What are the other sources, the sustainable sources? So there you will realize that oceans are the frontier where we will find so many new other sources. Then okay, geothermal is one of those sources, nuclear energy is one of those sources. A lot of uh, focus is being given to nuclear energy, then a lot of solar, wind energy, etc., etc. So all of those things are there. But first is, here we are discussing geothermal energy. So now, when you see these questions, first break down the question. So despite, first word in the question is written, despite the advantages of geothermal energy. That means it is saying that there is a very crucial thing, and that is advantages of geothermal energy. So you just cannot miss this thing. You have to give attention to this. You cannot miss advantages of geothermal energy. Despite the advantages of geothermal energy, it has not been adopted. Not been adopted. Okay. This is the second thing that you realize here. On a wide scale in India, discuss. Now, when there is a discuss in there, so that means it wants some uh, what you can say, it wants some forward looking suggestions from you as well. So you have to discuss the whole thing in detail, like advantages of geothermal energy. Try to try to write some points on that. It has not been adopted on a wide scale, so it has not been adopted on a wide scale, that is true. But then you have to give it, you have to give causes ki why it has not been adopted. So you cannot be just ki nahi, nahi, it is a very good thing, because it is not adopted, because government political will is not there, because this is or not there. You have to give some good logical suggestion. Okay, logical causes as well. And then you will try to answer some way forward, and then conclude. Now this is how you break down this question, that okay, despite is written here. That means despite despite what, despite what? So despite the advantages of geothermal energy, so you have to give it some fodder you have to give for the advantages of geothermal energy as well. You cannot just miss it. Okay, so let us start writing this answer. Okay, okay, I cannot edit here. Fine, I'll start a new one. Okay, so we have this notebook, we have this question sheet. So first question, everyone, you guys can write answer according, you can also write answers whatever you know, it does not matter, you just have to start answer writing. So alongside me you can listen to me as well, whatever I am writing, or you can write answers on your own end. Okay, so I'll start answer writing start answer so first I'll write the question here just to, so that you guys don't miss it. Question is what things that we have to um focus on here. The one thing is advantages of geothermal energy, so that is of importance, that we have to give it some importance. ठीक है, advantages. फिर it has not been adopted on wide scale. ठीक है, you have to discuss. So discuss में हमेशा you will have to give some कि government has any steps been taken, what is the forward looking, some way forward. Yeah, all of those things we'll have be discussing here. ठीक है, so let us start answer writing. So here what you can do, you can directly either, if you have data on geothermal energy, you can very well start with it. Ki, okay, uh, India has this much sources of, India has some 10,600 megawatt of potential geothermal energy reserves according to GSI. ऐसे करके start कर सकते हैं according to GSI. और you can say कि भाई मान लीजिए you want to use this data in body, in where you will be discussing a lot of things, advantages वगैरह, and you want to discuss this data point there, although it is very much dependent on you, so you can write maybe some other introduction as well. So what other introduction you can write? Geothermal energy, this is what I am thinking right now. Geothermal energy is considered as a clean source of energy and can be of strategic advantage in our energy security. ऐसा कुछ करके भी हम लोग डाल सकते हैं. ठीक है, so this is something that you want to say कि okay, geothermal energy has its importance because it is clean and it is also important for our energy security, because at the end of the day India's development and India's route towards Viksit Bharat goes through energy security. ठीक है, so you can start with any of these introduction, it does not matter. ठीक है, now how to write answers, like here you written introduction. Now what you can do is you can just have like this square here, and you can draw Indian map here, and I would like you to directly here point out some of the areas where geothermal energy is of. Okay, so here I would like you to directly. Yes, Vatsala, introduction. Why introduction is needed? Because introduction sets the tone of what you are going to write in your answers. Okay. So do not think that introduction is some sort of liability that you have to keep it, treat it as a as an opportunity where you can discuss a lot of things that you know that you might not be discussed in a body of the answers. So treat it as an opportunity, I would say. Ki, okay, here I can write this, that is a clean source of energy. It can be strategic in energy security. All of these to give it a understanding ki, okay, this is what I am going to write in my body. Or you can directly point out, give name of some good body like GSI, and then say that this is some of the data that is there, 10,600 megawatt of potential geothermal energy in India. Okay. So that is why it is important, because you have to set a tone. So introduction is very much needed. Okay. Someone who is reading your answers, at the end of the day, he has to be invested in your answers as well. So your introduction sets that tone. So keep very treat always introduction as conclusion as a different answers. Like it is a different skill set. And if you have some brownie points, keep it with you for introduction and conclusion. Okay. So now here body, I would directly write here Puga is there in Ladakh, sorry. And I think in Himachal it is Manikaran. So Manikaran is there in Himachal. Okay. Then there is this area here as well. Here you will find a lot of geothermal provinces. Here you will find there is one in Unai as well. Unai is in Vazda, South Gujarat. Unai is there. One is there. Tua is also there. Okay. Then here one more is there. This is called as Sonata province. So this is based on Narmada and Tapi. Son, Narmada and Tapi rivers. Okay. And then you have here Godavari Mahanadi Basin. Godavari and Mahanadi Basin. Here you will also find some of the geothermal provinces. Okay. In this sonata, na, there is one very famous Tatapani in Chhattisgarh. Okay. And then there is one in this here, Rajasthan, Haryana ke around. Okay. So this is in Sohana. Okay. So it is of very much importance key you write here what are the advantages of geothermal energy. You can also talk one or two point about why geothermal energy is found, why where it is found. But I think it is not needed here. If it was a 250 words, there you can write a lot about thinking why geothermal energy provinces found in India where. So basically you could talk about there key in the areas where there is there is some rifting has happened in the past, some plate movements, so boundaries, plate boundaries. So because all of these magma hotspot, so wherever this is there and it comes in contact with water, with groundwater, it produces steam. That is what geothermal energy is all about. Okay, getting my point? Everyone with me? So you could talk about it when you know that it is a longer answers where you want to have more content. Right now it is a 150 word answer. So I would suggest you guys to be very to the point. Okay? So know what you have to write, know what you don't have to write. So all of these things we can very much avoid. Okay? This is a thing when you want to have that half page extra, three-fourth page extra you want to fill because you want to discuss all of these things because it is a 250 words answer. So here you write this, start from this, do not leave this. This is way of using geometry of the paper as well. So try to try to work on your presentation as well. Okay. So here you written here you written introduction. Here you drew a map of India with the locations, and here started discussing advantages. First is what? It is a very clean source of energy. This is what I am writing, what I know. Okay, from that. Why? It is based on heat, steam. Okay. Second, potential reserves. Large potential reserves is there in India. Large reserves. You can very well say as discussed here, as shown in map. Okay. Third, can be easily tapped. Basically, that means that technology which is needed is available. It's not like a frontier technology that you have to develop from scratch, or there is no scratch या फिर world में इस पे research चल रही है. So it's not like that. That research is going on. The technology is there. Although access to that technology, that is debatable. The cost, upfront cost, that is another thing that we'll be discussing in why it is not being taken it as a at why it is not being adopted at a huge scale. So we'll be discussing it there. But right now you can say that the technology which is needed for it, it's not of very uh, frontier type or very disruptive. We all know that if there is a geothermal energy source here, you can very well tap that steam, all that water, you can tap it through and then work it through a turbine. And then here you can, if add a generator, you can very well produce energy and then give it to people. And whatever cold water is there, which is left when heat is when heat is tapped from that water, you can again inject it within the well. Okay, so that groundwater where it is, wherever it was, you can very well inject it back to it. So it is a very clean source of energy, and the technology is also not a very advanced one. Okay, chalo. So these are some of the importance advantages. Now the other advantages, we discussed all of those things ki bhai very clean source, but other advantages are social advantages. Social advantages is what? Local energy demands. Now go local, now go regional. Whenever you are discussing something now, it is always good to have regional discussion, local discussion, cultural discussions around it, if it provides avenue for that. Okay, so it is always important. So here what do I mean with that? Access to cheap energy to locals for their domestic needs. Okay, what else? It can also promote local industries as well. For example, handlooms वगैरह के लिए you need power. So or handicraft industries के लिए. So it can again help in that. Power it is always important. Access to education, online education, everything. It's all working on power. Power is very much important for smart technologies, smart schools to work. Power is needed. So it is meeting all those demands. Okay. It will also help in agriculture, irrigation and all. Right? So all of those things here you can write. You can have how I showed here arrows now. You can very well write in that way. Just try to be a little bit more clean in that in your presentation. Okay. Now the fifth one is what? Energy is also a factor. Energy is a factor of localization of industries. So if you want industries to come in these remote areas के लिए development, if you want energy for that, if you want industries to come into these areas, you need energy. So for example, industries like food processing, okay, like electronics, etc. Okay, so just giving some ideas. Or it is also can be helpful in greenhouses setup. So greenhouses setup where you can do that glass greenhouses are there, na? So for that you need again you need energy. And for a lot of agricultural technology as well, you want to adopt micro irrigation systems for everyone so that water use efficiency is improved. So for all of these to work, you need power. Power is very basic. So for all of those things, it is geothermal energy is a clean way of providing them in these remote areas. Now it's still not adopted at a wider scale. So for what are the pointers for that? Again, the topographical issues. So the topographical difficulties. Okay. Here you can say the remote terrains, lack of availability of roads. Okay. Then there is a issue around weather as well. So most of the time only 3 or 4 month clean weather. For example, if you go in Ladakh or Himachal, it is very challenging 6 to 7, 8 months. So during that phase, construction or generation of power and then distribution, it's very difficult. Okay, so that is also there. Second is upfront cost. Now the upfront cost is of multiple nature. So first, to first enhance the communication, enhance transportation and communication to that area where the generation is has to be taken place. Then developing whole industry, developing whole power plant. Then distribution, उसके लिए you have to develop whole uh, uh, okay, so you have for the distribution वगैरह everything for that you have to develop everything on yeah the one more thing is storage infrastructure. So all of those things you have to be developed, distribution channels, storage infrastructure, everything. Now all of this is quite costly, so that is also one more thing. Then access to technologies is a important issue. Now I have written that technology, we know that world has the access to technology, but mostly developed countries. In India, we need more technology transfer, more cooperation to develop that technology or to get access to that technology. Okay. And then right now the focus is also on alternative clean energy sources. So why it has not been taken on a wider scale? You cannot just so that there is a problem with geothermal energy tapping. No, there are other challenges there are other issues, there are other factors as well. Why it is not being adopted? There are external factors as well. So what are those factors? Because the focus is on alternative clean sources, which are very much ample in India. What are these sources? Solar energy. It is ample in India, so it is being focused more because yeah, so because it is of ample sources there, non it's renewable, so it is being taken on a more focused approach. There is wind energy as well, right? Then nuclear energies as well. Nuclear energy, why? Because energy density is very high. So from a 1 square meter or from a single area, if you choose an area for maybe geothermal or solar energy or a nuclear energy produces much more energy from that much area than any other energy sources. Okay, so that is why nuclear energy is being also taken. So all of these alternatives may focus is there. That is why that this is also a factor why it is not being taken at a wider scale, geothermal energy. Okay, then there is also hydrothermal power plant, hydro energy projects, hydropower plants. Okay, so these are also there. So all of those are also focused. That is why it is not being taken there, because there is, at the end of the day, there is a limited finances. So up now we have to discuss. So what is the future, the way ahead? So you can say here, you can very much have your pointers here ready. You know that access to technology is an important thing. So access to technology through technology transfer, through cooperation, yeah, through R&D, whatever, to develop it in India only. Okay. So for that, you have to be earmarks of fund. So funds to be earmarked for all of those things. Okay. For geothermal energy specifically, funds को earmark करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा ज्यादा funds को देना पड़ेगा. Okay. You can very much bring in triple P. So private financing you can also bring in. You can then add on top of it viability gap funding. So this is also there, wherever you think that this project is of importance and it will have profits in the future. So, but it is not being completed. So it needs some sort of funding. You can come in there, the government can come in there and can give viability gap funding because it knows that it is of very importance. This project is of immense importance. So all of those things. And in the conclusion, what you can write, if I would have been there, I would write कि भाई geothermal energy, although should not be seen as an alternative for solar, wind or nuclear या फिर or other renewable energy sources or just not in renewable or other energy sources, but can be of immense importance to meet local energy demands of the regions. So here I am saying basically कि I am accepting this thing that geothermal energy might not be a very, what you can say, that a very large source of energy, uh, which can, you know, which can be treated as an alternative, which can replace other energy sources, production sources like solar, wind, or nuclear, or coal, or hydropower. So it cannot replace all of those, but it can very much be tapped to met these local demands. So the local industry, local domestic needs, all of those things can be very much achieved through this, because it is at the end of the day a cleaner source of energy. Okay, so all of those things is discussed. Now here आप क्या कर सकते हो, here you can very well see, आप अपना model answers में जाके you can check कि let me see what are there in the model answers, what I can get from the model answers and can add on top of it. So here what I will do, I will go through this model answers, which institute has given. I see that okay, this 10,000 megawatt wala things have been discussed here. I already written it. ठीक है, यहाँ पे इन्होंने जियोथर्मल एनर्जी का ये भी दे दिया कि हाउ इट इज produced. So it refers to the heat derived from the earth interior, which can be harnessed for electricity generation. We can very much write introduction in that way also. I prefer कि मैं वहीं पे ये यूज करूं जहां पे there is a chance of giving some good definition, which is not very obvious. जहां बहुत obvious है, I mostly refrain from giving that some normal basic definition. Okay, so you can go at, you can, it is up to you. You can choose whatever you want to. Then there is advantages of geothermal energy. It is renewable, low carbon emission, base load power. Yeah, intermittency वाला issue नहीं है. This can be added in advantages. So I have not discussed this thing. So this can be added कि unlike solar and wind, यहाँ पे intermittency issue नहीं होगा because it is a 24/7 energy capability. Small land footprint होगा. Yes, very good. Energy security and suitable for remote areas. So local areas के लिए ठीक है. Reasons for limited adoption is again technical and geological challenges we discussed. Initial investment high रहती है, ये issue है. Then regulatory gaps is there. So there is a dedicated geothermal energy policy lacking. So we do not have this. So we need a dedicated geothermal energy policy. So that you can write in why it is not being taken. Limited institutional capacity, R&D, technical expertise, etc. Industry, academia, collaboration, more cooperation. So all of those things is there. And then competition from other renewables. This I discussed in other format. So yeah, all of those things is here. Some case studies are there. You can very well draw a map, and in that map you can show the areas. Puga Valley is there, Tatapani is there. Puga Valley में ONGC is having an exploratory mission, एक exploratory project चल रहा है, where they want to showcase ki how it can be tapped. Okay. There is Cambe Basin, Manikaran is there. Okay. Then government initiative is ONGC का exploration effort and geothermal का policy draft is there. ठीक है. Okay. Then way forward is dedicated geothermal energy policy. Triple P is there. Viability gap funding is there. Very good. Resource mapping and R&D investment is there. Integration with local development and international collaborations. Fine. So yeah, most of the things we discussed and some of the things we can take from here. ठीक है, तो वेरी वेली हियर आप ऐसा क्या कर सकते हो, जो भी अपना आंसर राइट किया है आपने, उसके बगल कुछ जॉटिंग्स ऐसे अलग से डाल लो इस चीज की, मतलब यहाँ पे ऐसे जॉटिंग्स डाल लो, यहाँ पे ऐसे जॉटिंग्स डाल लो कि दिस आई लर्न फ्रॉम मॉडल आंसर्स. सो दिस इज अ वे ऑफ राइटिंग आंसर्स. सो एवरीवन विद मी? Got anything of use from this session, from this question which I discussed? Hmm? Okay. Okay. Fine. 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 ठीक है, तो चलो we'll discuss another question then. ठीक है. So the second question is, there is a view that the current agriculture policies are biased against rain-fed agriculture. बहुत अच्छे से क्वेश्चन पढ़ना है. There is a view that the current agriculture policies, current policies मतलब आपको you have to discuss, India are biased against rain-fed agriculture. Comment and also identify government initiative in this regard. ठीक है? So you have to comment. When there is comment, that means you have to have a commentary, and it cannot be one-sided. You have to show both-sided. Okay. And then also identify government initiative in this regard. So जहाँ पे comment लिखा ना, you can very well take a a stand which is different from the something that is given in the statement. So in the statement, it's given that current agriculture policy are biased against rainfed agriculture. So you can very well take a stance. You know, it is not in against. You can take any other stance as well. Okay. This question provides you that. So ये बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ना है ये keywords. Comment provides you that opportunity. So let us start writing this answer. Okay. So क्या था question? Current agriculture policies are biased against rainfed agriculture. Comment and then also identify government initiatives in this regard. Fine. So current agriculture policies. तो इसमें आप क्या स्टार्ट कर सकते हो रादर देन राइटिंग मतलब जैसा करंट एग्रीकल्चर वगैरह आई वुड लाइक टू showcase or I would like to start from rain-fed, talking about rain-fed areas. So I can very well write कि rain-fed agriculture is rain-fed agriculture and often neglected but is of immense importance as it provides for 60% of net shown area of India, 60%, and if I'm not wrong, 40% of India's agri production. सो ये मतलब जो भी पढ़े होते हैं इन सबको पता है कि रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर के लिए ये दो चीजें ये डेटा सबसे ज्यादा यूज किया जाता है कि 60% ऑफ द नेट शोन एरिया एंड द 40% ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन. देयर इज वन मोर डेटा विच इज देयर, वो हम लोग प्राइवेट बॉडीज में यूज कर सकते हैं. तो ये हो गया. अब हमको बात करना है कि एग्रीकल्चर पॉलिसीज नेग्लेक्टिंग रेनफेड एरियाज, रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर. तो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन मार्क डाल के इसको ऐसे आप प्रेजेंट कर सकते हो बेसिकली ऐसे करके एग्री पॉलिसीज नेग्लेक्टिंग या नॉट नेग्लेक्ट कह सकते हो अगेंस्ट रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर. तो अब इसमें बात करोगे कि चलो ठीक है लेट मी फर्स्ट से कि हाँ ठीक है अगेंस्ट, तो इसमें क्या पॉइंटर्स बोल सकते हो. तो आई कैन से कि द एमएसपी पॉलिसी. तो इसके अंदर जो प्रोक्योरमेंट होता है ऑफ बिकॉज ऑफ व्हीट एंड राइस ये थोड़ा वन साइडेड हो जाता है, तो इट बिकम्स बायस्ड टुवर्ड्स व्हीट राइस एंड रादर देन कोर्स सीरियल्स पल्सेस या ऑयल सीड्स. ठीक है, तो उससे ज्यादा वो उसको प्रमोट करता है. तो दैट इज वाई एवरीवन ट्राइज टू प्रोड्यूस दोज क्रॉप्स. देन सेकंड द फर्टिलाइजर्स, सॉरी द सब्सिडीज दैट इज गिवन. सो इसमें फर्टिलाइजर नहीं, इसमें और भी देख सकते हो. सो द सब्सिडीज regime that is there in India, it is in place. So what subsidies we give? We give subsidies for fertilizers. We give subsidies for power. We give for high yield variety seeds. All of these need irrigation. So these are actually for irrigation agriculture. These are actually not done in rain-fed areas or drought-prone regions. So all of these things are actually for irrigation agriculture, for in high input, yeah, input intensive agriculture. So it is again you see sense a sort of biasness here as well कि यहाँ पे priority इसको दी जा रही है. Third, what other things can you say? Yeah, you can say कि the lack of funding in R&D or developing better agri practices for rain-fed agriculture. So rain-fed agriculture के लिए जो चीजें प्रोवाइड करानी चाहिए उसमें R&D और उनके एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट्स न्यू टाइप्स ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर डेवलप करना, उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट कम है. सो देयर इज अ लैक ऑफ कैपिटल एज वेल. यहाँ पे डाल सकते हो कि लैक ऑफ कैपिटल अवेलेबिलिटी फॉर फार्मर्स. इसीलिए फार्मर के सुसाइड्स मोस्टली जो होते हैं वो रेनफेड वाले एरियाज में होते हैं. अवेलेबिलिटी, ठीक है. this is also there. ठीक है? So all of those things you can say, but then there are policies that are in support as well. So you have to talk about that as well. Agriculture policies in supporting रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर. तो इसमें सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो पॉलिसी होती है, जो इसकी मतलब अम्ब्रेला पॉलिसी जिनको कहा जाता है, वो नेशनल मिशन ऑन सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर आता है. सो नेशनल मिशन ऑन सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर एक कंपोनेंट है पूरा रेनफेड एरिया डेवलपमेंट का, रेनफेड एरिया या रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट का. ठीक है? सो हियर व्हाट दे प्रमोट इंटीग्रेटेड एग्रीकल्चर. इसमें वाटर यूज एफिशिएंसी आ जाएगा. हाउ दे विल प्रमोट वाटर यूज एफिशिएंसी? बाय प्रमोटिंग माइक्रो इरिगेशन. By promoting micro irrigation. What else is there? They also promote mixed agriculture. इसमें आपका एनिमल हस्बेंड्री, इसमें आपका हॉर्टिकल्चर, फिशिंग, अलोंगसाइड योर क्रॉप्स वगैरह का कल्टीवेशन, ये भी होता है. फिर और क्या है? ड्राउट रेजिस्टेंट सीड्स भी प्रोड्यूस की जा रही हैं. आई थिंक कुछ इसमें एग्जांपल आप डाल सकते हो. राइट नाउ आई एम नॉट रिमेम्बरिंग, बट इसमें आप डाल सकते हो कोई अच्छा ड्राउट रेजिस्टेंट सीड्स जो कि डेवलप किया गया बाय आईसीआर वगैरह इन द रीसेंट टाइम्स. ठीक है? फोर्थ क्या है इसमें? एग्रीकल्चर एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज. तो इसमें आपको देखोगे इसमें डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन है बहुत सारे, शिविर्स वगैरह लगाते हैं, डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन है शिविर से, वेयर दे टीच द सस्टेनेबल वे ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट, कि सस्टेनेबल वे ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर क्या कर सकते हो, सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिसेस इन रेनफेड एरिया, सो दैट टू reduce your vulnerability. Okay? Then soil health card scheme is also there. This is, you can write it as a secondary points. यहाँ पे ये A हो गया. Now you can say कि soil health card की बारे में बात करते हैं, तो वो soil health की भी बात की जाती है. Then C point you can also talk about risk mitigation. Risk mitigation कैसे किया जा रहा है? Risk mitigation किया जा रहा है थ्रू पीएम फसल बीमा योजना. ठीक है? Then पीएम कृषि सिंचाई योजना है. ये क्या कर रहा है? पर ड्रॉप मोर क्रॉप. तो ये कुछ ऐसी इरिगेशन प्रैक्टिसेस, कुछ ऐसे माइक्रो इरिगेशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, इनका अवेलेबिलिटी कराना, ये भी है इसके अंदर. व्हाट अदर इज देयर? देयर इज R&D इज आल्सो गोइंग ऑन इन स्पेशली इन एग्री टेक. तो हियर a lot of things, there will be agri stack where you will be have the data of agriculturist farmers, where you will have the data of soil fertility, where you will have the data of climate weather as well, and everything उसके हिसाब से then there will be information dissemination. तो ये भी यूज करके हम लोग improve कर सकते हैं प्रोडक्टिविटी, reduce कर सकते हैं crop losses वगैरह. So all of those things is also in the process. So what you can take a stance here, यहाँ पे एक स्क्वायर बना के स्टैंड टेक कर सकते हो कि the policies are not against rain-fed agriculture, but they prioritize according to the needs of the time. They prioritized sectors या practices according to the needs of the time. So for example, इसमें आप कह सकते हो कि 1960s 70s were the times of droughts. So during that time क्या हुआ? हमने ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन को सपोर्ट किया, तो उसमें उस एरियाज को सपोर्ट किया वेयर द इरिगेशन वाज गुड, बिकॉज वी नीडेड फूड सिक्योरिटी एट दैट टाइम. वाई राइस वीट का हम लोग क्यों इतना बफर रखते हैं? बिकॉज ऑफ आवर पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम्स, बिकॉज वी नीड कि देयर इज अ सर्टेन न्यूट्रिशनल नीड of the poor, so that has to be met. So to meet the nutritional needs of the poor, we need rice wheat. वो सबसे ज्यादा staple है. So that is why we need that. And then in the era of climate change, we know that the rain-fed agriculture is most vulnerable. So जो चीज मोस्ट वल्नरेबल होगी, you cannot keep all the eggs in one basket. That is why we have to promote agriculture infrastructure as well, in irrigation agriculture as well. ठीक है? So it is one of the most vulnerable. So we cannot keep all the eggs in one basket. So यहाँ पे आप फिर अब यहाँ पे अगर मुझे conclusion end करना होगा तो what I will say कि ensuring sustainable agricultural development, ensuring sustainable agri development, poverty reduction, nutritional needs, and regional development as well, regional balanced development. More emphasis and research development funding should be given to rainfed agriculture. ऐसा कुछ करके island. कि I know why it is important, because it provides you with the core cereal pulses which are of better nutritional nature. They are, lot of them are called nutri-cereals for a reason. Then for poverty reduction, because lot of rain-fed agriculture area is suffering with poverty. So for the poverty reduction, for sustainable agriculture, and for regional balance development, for all of those things, we need more funding, we need more emphasis to these areas. ऐसे करके आप conclusion में end कर सकते हो. ठीक है? Again, what you can do, you can again go through these model answer and you can go through कि क्या चीजें कर सकते हैं. अब पॉलिसी बायसेस के इसमें एविडेंस है. सो प्राइस सपोर्ट एंड प्रोक्योरमेंट का बायसेस है. दीज आर द कीवर्ड्स. अगर आपने अपने आंसर में यूज नहीं किया है तो देन अगेन जॉट इट डाउन इन योर आंसर्स, कि अगली बार मैं आंसर लिखूंगा तो एकदम प्लेन आंसर्स नहीं लिखूंगा, प्लेन वर्ड्स नहीं लिखूंगा. आई विल राइट दीज कीवर्ड्स कैरी वेट इन योर आंसर्स. ठीक है? एंड दिस पैडी एंड वीट आई टॉक्ड अबाउट. ठीक है? इनपुट सब्सिडीज का आई टॉक्ड अबाउट, फर्टिलाइजर्स का, पावर सब्सिडीज वगैरह. ठीक है? इरिगेशन सेंट्रिक इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इज देयर. ठीक है? क्रेडिट एंड इंश्योरेंस गैप्स इज देयर. ठीक है? क्लाइमेट वल्नरेबिलिटी विल ऑलवेज बी देयर इन द रीजन्स. तो ये आई हैड टॉक. अब देयर इज अ काउंटर व्यू एज वेल, बिकॉज इट इज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे कमेंट्री है. तो इसमें बात की जा रही है कि रिसेंट ईयर शो इंक्रीजिंग रिकॉग्निशन ऑफ रेन फेड एग्रीकल्चर इंपॉर्टेंस. वो आप बता सकते हो कि कैसे नेशनल मिशन ऑन सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर का एक पूरा पॉइंटर ही है वो, और उसमें उसके अलावा भी गवर्नमेंट और क्या क्या चीजें कर रही है. आई टॉक्ड मच मोर अबाउट दैट. इसमें उतना चीजें नहीं लिखा है, बट आई टॉक्ड अ लॉट अबाउट दैट. ठीक है? आप वो बहुत सारी पॉलिसीज यहाँ पे बात कर सकते हो. ठीक है? then you can write a lot of about a lot of things about way forward. ठीक है? Crops entering to agroclimatic zone, millets, pulses, watershed management, soil health, promoting climate resilient agriculture, diversification, direct income support, all of those things. ठीक है? Just give me a second, huh? Okay. Okay, everyone. So कुछ आप लोगों को you got the gist what I was trying to say? Understood? There are some doubts. Let me take this. Sir, when it comes to presentation, can we confine sentences to intro and conclusion, and the rest can be presented like as you illustrated in the answer? Yes, it can very well be done. For that, I would again suggest you guys कि please go through the टॉपर्स कॉपीज. वहां पे आपको ज्यादा अच्छे से रियलाइज होगा हाउ टू प्रेजेंट योर आंसर्स, क्या चीज पॉसिबल है, क्या चीज पॉसिबल नहीं है. ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स you can get in a toppers copy. So please do not avoid it. Treat this mains as your last mains. और वो सारी चीजें करनी है जो एक टॉपर को करनी होती है. एंड वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो हम लोग करते हैं, दैट इज रिफरिंग टू टॉपर्स कॉपीज. इट इज ऑफ इमेंस इंपॉर्टेंस, कैन नॉट बी रिड्यूस. मतलब उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस को मैं रिड्यूस नहीं कर सकता. देखना है आप लोगों को, सबको देखना है, और उसमें से यू हैव टू गेट समथिंग ऑफ वैल्यू फ्रॉम देयर. ठीक है? तो टॉपर्स कॉपीज को रेफर करो एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या चीजें लिख सकते हैं, कैसे प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. तो उसमें फिर अपने हिसाब से भी कुछ चेंजेस कर सकते हो, विच एवर फील गुड टू यू. ठीक है? ओके कौशिक. सर कैन वी यूज क्वेश्चंस इन आंसर्स टू स्ट्रक्चर? सी कैसे मैंने यूज किया क्वेश्चंस, आई रोट इट इन अ लार्जर हेडिंग और मैंने उसको एक अलग वे में प्रेजेंट किया, सो इट इज देयर इज अ वे ऑफ डूइंग दैट एज वेल। ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं करना है कि उनको बहुत ओवरटली लगे कि ओके ये तो क्वेश्चन ही लिख दिया पूरा। ठीक है, तो टाइम इज ऑलमोस्ट अप एवरीवन। आई
Yes, Soumya, I'm here. I
I wanted to
guess.
discuss one more question, sir, but uh,
Huh.
let me just touch that question, sir. Let me, I can
Soumya, it's okay. I'll manage. कोई बात नहीं. आपको, I know that you are busy. You have to leave. Okay, I'll take over. No, no problem. No problem.
okay,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you so much. Guys, please stay back. I have a couple of discussions for you. Quick roundup. Thank you so much, Soumya.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you. Okay. So, guys, if you have seen how Soumya is discussing, पहले क्वेश्चन में आपने देखा that he has a very pictorial way of discussing the issues of geothermal energy. एक मैप बना के बताया कहाँ कहाँ एनर्जी है, and he moved on to say what are the reasons why geothermal energy has not been tapped as much. And the emphasis point was कि सोलर एनर्जी बहुत बड़ा एरिया है, हमने उसको अभी पूरा टैप किया नहीं है, प्लस geothermal is not everywhere. So what you had to do is, in that question, you had to catch that phrase. Rather than writing about the importance of geothermal energy, you must write about why it has not become popular. Rather than discussing what are the merits and significance of geothermal energy, उस क्वेश्चन में the focus was क्यों हम उस पे डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहे या कर नहीं रहे. The second question again, the question was on, can you tell us, is the policy biased against rain-fed? So his point was, एक तो होता है, yes, rain-fed is being neglected, rain-fed is not being developed, and all of that. But his was a very nice way of discussing कि भाई bias नहीं है, but definitely we are indexing a bit more on the irrigated areas because of the need of the time. हमें ज्यादा खाना चाहिए, हमें फूड सिक्योरिटी चाहिए, हमें राइस एंड व्हीट चाहिए, वी नीड टू हैव शुगर केन, वी नीड टू हैव एनर्जी के लिए मिथ्रा whatever, and not all of this can be grown from rainfed areas. So while yes, कुछ हद तक rainfed areas have not been developed, but does not mean there's a bias against rainfed in general. तो वो जो nuance है ना, one very important thing in answer writing is that we want to know how you are thinking. ये दो अलग चीज है. All of listen. One is that you writing about what you know. What is rainfed agriculture? Which crops are grown in rainfed agriculture? What are the importance of rainfed agriculture? Okay, ये एक तरीका है. और एक है आप क्या सोचते हो, क्या रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर वाकई में नेग्लेक्टेड है, क्या रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर का पोटेंशियल अभी यूज हुआ नहीं है, व्हाट डू यू थिंक व्हाई इट्स हैपनिंग. Okay, what do you think are the compulsions of the government why rainfed is not being indexed on? Okay, and your thinking कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं about rainfed based development. तो ये दो अलग अप्रोच है. One is writing what you know, writing, describing your content, listing down what you know, and second is writing what you think, writing what your perception of the issue is. Does it make sense, all of you? So अगर आप क्वेश्चन देखोगे one by one, okay, I know we are a bit late, we began a bit late, okay, but please be patient in the process. Yes, yes, Vatsala. Okay, so look at this one. Like I said, all of you will get model answers from us. So look at these questions, okay? ये practice questions है, ये सब आपको मिल जाएगा, don't worry. So one question was on geothermal energy. One question was on rain-fed agriculture. We have questions on marine heat waves, on Walker circulation and monsoons. We have a question static wala lithospheric plates. Question number 6 जो है Deccan trap for carbon capture and storage. Tides पे है. So if you look at the range of questions we have covered, आपके पास 2 दिन होगा geography के लिए, and in 2 days we'll give you 40 questions, and these 40 questions को ही पढ़ना है. Don't spread yourself thin in every topic. So geothermal पूछा है, keeping geothermal in mind, whatever you can study. What is energy mix of India? What is the energy demand of India? What are the commitments for climate change based on Paris deal? Why we must reduce fossil fuel? What are the policies around renewable energy? What is the amount of installation that we have done for renewable energy? Discuss India's range of investments and programs for solar, for wind, for wave energy. तो ये आपको ये क्वेश्चन आपको प्रिपरेशन करना है थ्रू द क्वेश्चन. यू पिक अप दिस क्वेश्चन पर्टिकुलर एंड स्पेंड सम टाइम, और जो कंटेंट चाहिए वो हम आपको दे रहे हैं मॉडल आंसर्स में. वैसे द क्वेश्चन इज रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर. नाउ स्पेंड सम टाइम. रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर क्या है, रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर के क्रॉप्स क्या हैं, क्या पॉलिसीज हैं, क्या एमएसपीज हैं, क्या इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैं, व्हाट आर द ड्राउट रेजिस्टेंट सीड्स वी हैव डेवलप्ड, what are the institutions researching on it, what are the micro irrigation systems that we have. So आपको रेन फेड रख कर आपको डिस्कस करना है, रिवाइज करना है. That's why I'm saying that this approach is based on question based revision. Okay, and look for some key ideas. So now for a bit of a discussion here. Okay, now watch here, all of you. So some of the I'll say rules for maximization. Rules for maximization of from this program. From this program. Okay, क्या rules हैं? Number 1, and remember we are doing geography. Okay. The first rule is all revision from questions. Remember this. आपका question है. Now what you do is try to decode all related topics from the question. And try to develop that type of analysis. That's one. Second is now focus on the demand of the question. आप आंसर थोड़ा बाद में लिखना. Spend some time to know कि क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है. You can, Kaushik. I'm saying देखो, there's difference between आंसर में क्या लिखना है, रिवाइज क्या कर, दो अलग चीज है कौशिक. आंसर में क्या लिखना है, यू कैन नॉट डाइग्रेस, आपको वही लिखना है जो पूछा गया है. बट बिकॉज क्वेश्चन जियोथर्मल में पूछा गया है, कैन यू नॉट एंटिसिपेट दैट यू मस्ट रिवाइज रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी? कैन यू नॉट एंटिसिपेट व्हाट आर द पॉलिसीज ऑफ रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी? कैन यू नॉट एंटिसिपेट what you must study as a part of Paris deal and energy fossil fuel को निकालना है हमें? Cannot anticipate that we must know about researches in renewable energy. Okay, so I'm not saying that everything आपको आंसर में ऐड करना है. What I'm saying is, okay, वो क्वेश्चन को पकड़ के जो भी रिलेटेड एरियाज हैं आप उस एरियाज में रिवाइज करो. One. Number 2, focus on the demand. The questions will ask you discuss. The first question will ask you analyze. Question will ask you comment. So think on कि उस क्वेश्चन के लिए डिस्कशन का मीनिंग क्या है, उस क्वेश्चन के लिए एनालिसिस का मीनिंग क्या है. Okay, and stick to the demand exactly. Don't digress at all. Okay. The third thing, now in geography, a very important tool is a regional approach. A very important tool of answer writing is the regional approach. कोई भी क्वेश्चन, मैं कहूंगा ज्योग्राफी ही नहीं, अदरवाइज ऑल्सो एनी क्वेश्चन, if you can talk in terms of region, say the first question, geothermal energy, what are the regions of Himalayas, what are the regions of Deccan lava, what are the regions of Dadal plains, what are the regions of plateau regions, अगर आप ऐसे रीजनल उठा लेते हो, इसका दो एडवांटेज होता है. Okay, one advantage of this region approach is you can use a map, and second is you can discuss diversity. Okay, it'll give you more points. For example, think of this question. A question, देखो, I'm showing you a question. Previous wala, okay. Look at this question. Yeah, look at this question here. Rapid, look at all of you. Rapid unplanned urbanization accompanied by population growth has increased the risk and the impact of natural disasters. Discuss the statement, okay, and the adequate measures to address the relevant concerns in India. Can you all see this question? Rapid unplanned urbanization accompanied by population growth, okay, has increased the risk and impact of natural disasters. Okay, and is asking discuss the statement. आपको ये question, ये statement discuss करना है. ये statement discuss करो along with measures. So answer का दो part बन गया. एक तो statement को discuss करो, और second है measures बताओ. Okay. Now in this question, can you tell me what is the example of urbanization and natural disaster example? दे दो मुझे, all of you. Can you all give me examples? Yes, something like that, Prachi, correct. Ek example do. Okay, urban areas and okay, how they're impacted by natural disasters. Give me some examples. Are you all attentive, guys? I hope you have not disappeared. Yeah. And Joshinmat. Okay. What else? Yamuna floods. Okay. What else? Wayanad landslides. Guys, I'm not looking at natural disasters. I'm looking at urbanization and vulnerability to disasters. Okay. मैं डिजास्टर की इन जनरल बात नहीं कर रहा हूं. Hyderabad floods. Okay, very nice. Chennai floods. Okay, very nice. What else? Give me 2-3 examples. Mumbai floods. Very nice. Delhi heat island. Okay. ठीक है. The problem is, Vatsala, आपने जनरल बता दिया Joshimat. Joshimat is not actually urbanization issue in general to start with, but ठीक है, fine. वायनाड लैंडस्लाइड में ध्यान था, उसमें अर्बनाइजेशन क्या आया? मुझे अर्बनाइजेशन वाला डिजास्टर चाहिए. So you'll realize that most of you, what you will do is, you will talk about disasters in terms of what? In terms of, when I ask you, tell me urban disaster. Mostly आप floods के बारे में बात करोगे. Okay, Chennai floods, you'll talk about Hyderabad floods, Bangalore floods, Mumbai floods, Delhi floods. Okay. Now look at this question. What I'll do is, I'll discuss urban disaster vulnerability from the perspective of a regional discussion. Urban disaster vulnerability from regional perspective से. So I'll say urban disaster in Himalayan region. I'll say urban disaster in northern plains. Urban disaster along the coasts. Urban disasters, okay, along river valleys. Urban disasters, okay, which are near industries. Do we have industrial disasters urban areas or not? Do we not have coastal disasters, okay, like cyclones? Do we not have landslides? What I've done is, मैंने urban disaster को regional context में डाल दिया. Now you will have good range of points to discuss with. Geography में this regionalization is a very very interesting tool. अपने आप पता है आपका आपका एक दिमाग खुल जाएगा. ओके, अदरवाइज क्या होगा ना, एग्जाम प्रेशर में आप सिर्फ फ्लड्स सोच रहे होगे. फ्लड्स इन चेन्नई, फ्लड्स इन बैंगलोर, फ्लड्स इन दिल्ली, फ्लड्स इन मुंबई. इट बिकम्स और सोल्यूशन क्या होगा? फ्लड कंट्रोल, फ्लड कंट्रोल, फ्लड कंट्रोल. कोई डायमेंशन ही बन रहा आपका. Okay. So urban disaster in coal mine areas, urban disaster in, okay, say industrial, heavy engineering areas. So we had one urban disaster Vizag में chemical leak हुआ. Urban disasters, okay, fires हो सकता है. Urban disasters can be industrial leaks. The Bhopal gas strategy वाला जो हो गया. So if you just put the regional perspective, आप एक और क्वेश्चन देखो, guys, आपको समझ में आ रहा है what I mean by regional perspective? Yes, urban disasters in terms of pandemic, absolutely correct, very nice. And how the urban areas were vulnerable in terms of pandemic. So ये एक बहुत important tool है. Okay, okay. So look at another question. Look at another question. I'll show you this one. Okay, look at this one. Um, Next. Okay, now this one. ये question number 20 है. With the Indus Water Treaty under review, discuss the ecological and political implications of hydro diplomacy in South Asia. ठीक है, आई एम एंटिसिपेटिंग कुछ ना कुछ क्वेश्चन आपको इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी पे पूछेगा. एंड इंस्टिंक्चुअली अगर क्वेश्चन देखोगे, YouTube guys, are you all attentive to what I am teaching you? YouTube guys, are you all attentive? You're not interacting as much. Okay. So, with Indus Water Treaty under review, discuss the ecological and political implications of hydro diplomacy in South Asia. Now, my guess in this question is the moment you see Indus Water Treaty, आप Indus Water Treaty के बारे में लिखाओगे. Indus Water Treaty 1960, Indus Water Treaty 80-20, Pakistan, India, Indus Water Treaty, okay, what are Indian rivers, what are Pakistani rivers, Indus Water Treaty, how Pakistan is dependent on Indus waters, Indus Water Treaty, how India is stopped from making dams and navigations, and Pakistan harasses India. तो आप जो है ना, the moment you see a familiar word, Indus Water Treaty, आप उस पे लिखाओगे. बट ये क्वेश्चन इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी पे सिर्फ नहीं है. इट सेज डिस्कस द इकोलॉजिकल एंड द पॉलिटिकल implications of hydro diplomacy in South Asia. So if this question I was trying to answer in terms of regional perspective, what I'll do is I'll say hydro diplomacy South Asia, okay, which means okay, Brahmaputra, which means sharing of water of Barak River, sharing of water of Tista River, sharing of water of Kosi River, sharing of Ghagra River. Okay, of course, Indus to hai hi. So it is not simply about Indus water. So Brahmaputra, India, China, Bangladesh. Barak River, India and Bangladesh. Tista River, India, Bangladesh. Kosi River, India, Nepal. Ghagra River, India, Nepal, and maybe even China with Tibet. So मैंने उसकी रीजन बना दिया कि let us discuss the problem from the different regions of South Asia. Otherwise क्या हो रहा है? आप इंडस में फंस रहे हो. एन एग्जाम्पल कैसे लोगे? ब्रह्मपुत्र का इम्पैक्ट मजूली आइलैंड, काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क, सुंदरबंस. Barak River, impact on the fisheries. There are Barak River dolphins. Okay, we also have the issues related to again mangroves of lower Meghna system. Tista, the ecology of the Sikkim region, the ecology of Jalpaiguri region, the ecology of West Bengal and that of Bengal. So अगर मुझे सारा कुछ भी नहीं करना, doesn't matter. at least I've broken the topic into regions of South Asia. Okay, water cycle related. Venkatesh, yes, but you have gone water cycle. एक बहुत ही tangential discussion हो गया. Like when I say ecological impact, okay, ecological impact lakes पे, ecological impact forest पे, ecological impact delta पे, ecological impact floodplains पे. Ecological impact also includes economy and local population. Ecological impact also includes drinking water पे impact. Okay, and political तो है ही. Okay, political around water issues, political along management of water crisis, political along energy issues. Pakistan ka bulk of energy comes from the Tarbela Dam and the Mangla Dam. Okay, and these two dams are dependent on Indus water release. The energy भी impact हो जाता है. Kosi River again is a big dependence of India on Kosi River. The economy भी impact होता है. I hope you understood what I'm telling you. तो कंटेंट पार्ट जो है ना, कंटेंट पार्ट आपको आंसर राइटिंग से मिल जाएगा थ्रू मॉडल आंसर्स. What you will miss out is understanding the question. Yes, Mitali, the ecological impact of Brahmaputra on Majuli, ecological impact of Brahmaputra on the Dibang Biosphere Reserve, ecological impact of Brahmaputra damming on the Kaziranga National Park, like downstream Assam. See, the dimension खोलना है. So what I'm telling you is, when you are opening up the dimensions, okay, keep one dimension as the regional perspective. इससे आपको डाइवर्स डिस्कशन मिल जाएगा, प्लस आपको मैप भी मिल जाएगा. एंड विथ मैप इट लुक्स लाइक अ ज्योग्राफी आंसर. You can check another question here. Okay, say pre-monsoon. Watch here. Pre-monsoon season in India characterized by thunderstorms, lightning. Okay, explain thunderstorms in various regions of India. So यहाँ पर जो various regions हैं, they are Himalayan region. Okay, they are northern plains regions. They are the coastal regions. They are the parts of peninsular plateau, and there are urban regions. Because thunderstorm means convection heating. Thunderstorm means rapid rise of air. So in the model answer, look for this regional perspective in the answer, and you draw a map on that. Make sense, all of you? Make sense, all of you? Okay, so guys, we have time only for this much. We started a bit late. It's 1.5 hours now. Okay, आपके पास 20 questions हैं. Tomorrow morning, you have a choice of writing answers on any 10 questions you want to write on. हम आपको कोई question ऐसे देंगे नहीं, but आप 10 answers लिखोगे. Vatsala, Kaushik, Piyush, Mitali, Dhyanada. Make sense? All those enrolled students, okay, आपको 7 बजे का लिंक मिल जाएगा. Okay, and you study 10. So don't sleep today right now. अभी 9:30 हो रहा है. You can still study till maybe 12 o'clock. Akash, कल session नहीं होगा for GS. The next session for GS is on Tuesday. The next topic for GS will be history. So आपका जो schedule है, okay. So this schedule, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So Monday we have kept for geography. Okay. Wednesday we have kept for history. History में हम art and culture करेंगे plus world history. And Saturday we have kept for society. So Sunday evening you had the class at 7. We postponed that to 8, and this you will write on Monday. Then Wednesday जो आपका history का class है, you'll have discussions on Tuesday at 7, and you'll write on Wednesday morning, and Friday evening at again 7 o'clock, you will discuss the questions of society and write at 7 in the morning. The next session will be on Tuesday evening. Okay, so we will keep it live. The discussion sessions at 7 o'clock, we will keep it live. Okay, and you try to attend it. Top 3 priority. Okay, आपका 4 priority है, 3 4. Number 1 is ये 20 questions को पक्का पढ़ना है. These are the probable ones. Okay. Number 2, do the PYQs. अच्छा, PYQs, we are giving you segregated PYQs. Okay. PYQs, if you look at, I'll show that to you. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I will show the list to all of you. Yeah, there I am. There I am. Just a minute, my battery is conking off. I need to put it on a charger. We have stretched the class a bit more than we had planned for. Yeah, so that is safe now. Okay. Yeah, just a minute. I'll show you what I mean by I'm sharing my screen again. So Vatsala asked me, what should be our priority of studies? Okay? So I'm sharing this with all of you. So on the dashboard that you have for doing all of this, we will give you something like this. Can you all see my screen? हमने क्या किया है? I have kind of segregated the questions of PYQ as priority questions and must do questions. Okay, so priority questions here देखो. Okay, these are the ones we have marked green. We call this as priority must answer. So आपके पास ये जो question है, okay, about 15-20 questions ये आपके priorities हैं. So your entire revision. So like I said, no, that if you look at your revision, it has to be through questions. So priority 1 is the probable questions we are giving you as a part of the practice list, like what I've given you now. Then your priority 2 is look at the segregated, okay, PYQs and focus on the must-do questions. So approximately these are 20 questions you will get, okay, and this again another 20 questions. You have the entire day for you. पूरा का पूरा मंडे जो है कल का आप इसी पे फोकस करेंगे. Akash, the answers are given today itself. हम आज ही दे देंगे आंसर आपको. But for that you had to be enrolled in the process. State PCS है June 23rd. इसका मैं क्या करूं बताओ. आप लोगों ने कसम खा के रखा है कि आप अपना प्रिपरेशन को मेसअप करोगे. थोड़ा ये भी एग्जाम दे दें, वो भी एग्जाम दे दें, मेंस भी दे दें, प्रीलिम्स भी दे दें. ठीक है, whatever works for you, Mannan. Okay, I cannot do much there. Okay, so you come back after examination. So Vatsala, I'm answering you. This is priority 1, the probable questions. Okay, then it is a suggested PYQ. Then your priority 3 is a revise from the revision videos and also revise from the PYQ videos. आपके डैशबोर्ड में ये अपलोडेड है. Okay. Then you come to priority 4, which is do the second set. एक है must do है और एक है good to do PYQs. And remember, all of this should be based on writing. Keep writing the answers. Keep writing the answers. Have I explained the process? ये आपका, okay, if you see this here, okay, this is must do priority. Okay, और second list is good to do. अगर टाइम होगा तो ये कर लेना. इतने में आपका geography done. Trust me, you'll have one more day for geography. By the time we finish, you would have done 70-80 questions of geography. इसके beyond questions आएगा, छोड़ देना. अच्छा, now one more thing, all of you, in geography, what are the priority, okay, say themes for geography? Please note this down. What are the priority themes for geography? One important theme is agriculture. Second important priority theme is energy. Third priority is water theme. Fourth priority, industries. Fifth priority, oceans and ocean issues. Sixth priority, climate issues. The seventh priority is infrastructure. Okay. Eighth priority is, okay, urbanization issues. I'm not saying कि यही sequence रखो, but these are the priority topics for your geography GS. The mistake we do is geography GS पढ़ने के चक्कर में you focus more on geomorphology, landforms, tectonics, उस पे आप ध्यान दे देते हो. Okay, और आप ये सारा टॉपिक छोड़ देते हो. Okay, agriculture, energy, वाटर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. हर साल वाटर पे क्वेश्चन होगा, हर साल क्वेश्चन अर्बनाइजेशन पे पक्का होगा. एंड ओशंस आर बिकमिंग इंक्रीजिंगली मोर एंड मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. एग्रीकल्चर 100% एक क्वेश्चन एग्रीकल्चर पे होगा ही होगा. ठीक है, ऑल मेक सेंस? प्लीज नोट दिस डाउन फॉर ज्योग्राफी जीएस और मेंस. अदरवाइज ये आपके 8 एरियाज ऑफ फोकस हैं. When I say infrastructure, focus on roads, focus on rail, focus on ports, okay, focus on logistics, supply chain wale. Every subject will have will have 2 of them, Akash. Geography का 2 होगा. कोई time नहीं है, understand how I'm getting ready for the mains. Every subject will have 2 live answer writing sessions, okay, for your coverage. All good? So all those watching me on YouTube, okay, please do not underestimate the power of this course. I am personally involved in designing it. Okay, you must enroll. I cannot say this, okay, any less than, okay, what you think I should. This has to be emphasized on. You'll have the best of support. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, you will not regret this preparation. And those enrolled, समझ में आ गया all of you? So right now it is 9:30 by my watch. Take half an hour break. Okay, 10 से 12 बजे तक जितना क्वेश्चन कर पाओ कर लेना. It's all uploaded on the system. Try to at least memorize 7-8 of them. Your choice. कोई force नहीं. Your choice. आप कैसे करोगे? All good? Chalo. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for cooperating, okay, with the glitches that we had. And I hope we can bring value to your preparation. See you again on the evening session at 7 on Tuesday evening. Okay. While, those enrolled, of course, I'll be seeing you more often. Those enrolled, you are part of a Telegram group also. Okay. तो उसमें भी हम बात करते रहेंगे. We'll be there discussing. We'll be there engaging. Yes, live, Piyush. Tomorrow 7 a.m. will be live. You go live with me. Okay. आपको link मिल जाएगा dashboard पे. Go live with me and start writing. You have done this earlier for geography optional. ठीक है? You'll do this for GS also. Okay then. Shall we now stop? It's been quite a long session. Shall we stop now? All good? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. सोना नहीं, please, all of you. We are late, I know. If we begin about 7, आपके पास टाइम ज्यादा होता, आपके पास 3 घंटे होते. पर अभी जितना कर पाओ, 4, 5, 6 क्वेश्चन तो कर ही सकते हो. और tomorrow आप लिखोगे उसको आंसर. You'll try writing 10 answers tomorrow. Okay. देखते हैं 6 होता है, 5 होता है, 6, so whatever happens. So don't retire. Start your study work after half an hour. Bye-bye, all of you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.